shortstop is number 2, Riley Potts.
It's a Tuesday afternoon on Eagle Park. Lake One Sports Network with you, Graham Simpson and Jacob Lethco. A winnable series against Woodmont. Both teams coming in a little on the struggle bus. Woodmont 4-10, Greenwood 3-12, looking to get back to their winning ways after a tough series against TL Hanna.
Yeah, you know, the Hanna series lost a close one last week, and then here at home in the game for the bulk of it. Big TL hitting there, I believe, in the 5th or the 6th, kind of blew things open. But Greenwood had their chances. You know, since we've been on the broadcast a couple times, Greenwood's been right there, but it's kind of been the same story of just trying to find a way to get over the hump. Hopefully they can do that tonight.
There's your starting lineup, brought to you by the G. Frank Russell Technology Center. Now on to the defensive alignment. There has been a change. Will Baker at shortstop, Devin Butler the second base. We also see Selleck down in right field. So some defensive changes for Coach Pridgeon and the Eagles.
Yeah, we've talked at length to the versatility defensively of this Greenwood Eagles group. I think it also speaks to William Baker, just how versatile he is, getting to start at short tonight. Also Butler being able to play a little bit everywhere. It also gives you the flexibility. We'll talk about the lineup, but Selleck goes to right field. We've seen him at second base most of the time, and then you're able to tinker your lineup with some different designated hitters and that type of thing.
Greenwood with a couple of defensive changes. Jamison Pate moves up in the batting order, looking for some good juju, and they'll have Elliot Lance on the mound making his return start after injury. When we come back, it's Greenwood Baseball on the Lakeland Sports Network.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Frank Coyle in Greenwood today.
Howard's on Main is the kind of place you keep coming back to. Open 6 days a week with breakfast served every day, plus a full menu loaded with variety for lunch and dinner. Great food, friendly faces, and live music that keeps Main Street moving. From morning coffee to late night vibes, Howard's on Main delivers every time. Howard's on Main, great food, live music, and a true Greenwood favorite. Looking for a home in Greenwood or thinking about selling? Work with someone who knows the community inside and out. Courtney Height Realtor is a top 5 Greenwood MLS agent with almost $20 million in sales and a reputation for guiding buyers and sellers with confidence and care. Call 864-378-4686, visit CourtneyHeightRealtor.com, and follow us on Facebook at Courtney Height Realtor, serving Greenwood, South Carolina, and beyond.
A good personal injury attorney is going to be able to negotiate for you, speak with the insurance companies in their language, and ultimately file a lawsuit and take your case to court if it needs it. You're going through this challenge. You're the hero here. We're just the guide. So if there's any value we can add, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to help.
Your local State Farm agent can help you choose renter's coverage options to help protect your stuff. Customize your coverage today.
Call State Farm agent Frank Coyle in Greenwood today.
Find your future at the G. Frank Russell Technology Center, where we believe in personalized learning and nurturing every student's unique strengths. RTC serves students from 4 high schools and 3 districts with a wide variety of programs from culinary arts, pre-engineering, auto tech, and others. We provide many different pathways for your child to explore. Talk to your school counselor and visit us at www.rtc.gwd50.org to learn more about RTC Plus and start building a better graduate today.
Elliot Lance getting the start for the Greenwood Eagles today. We saw him in a relief appearance against TL Hanna coming back from injury. He's a 2-pitch pitcher, and he was great last year as a junior, all-region. He's battling through some injuries now in his senior year, but seems like Coach Pridgeon's giving him the green line once again.
Yeah, when we saw him in relief last week, you could tell the shot in the arm, just energy-wise in that dugout, that whenever this guy's on the mound. Fastball-slider combo. Really works. He's got to locate his fastball early and command the zone early, get ahead of hitters. His slider's deadly, but you got to get ahead in the count and getting pitchers' counts to use that. And then the other key for Elliott is just keeping Woodmont's batters and this lineup off balance. If he's able to mix those pitches, getting some pitchers' counts, get ahead of batters, the crafty lefty. I like our chances with him on the mound.
Yeah, what made Elliott so great last year is that he was very economical. He got out of innings quick. If there was base runners, it really didn't bother him. He's got a good pickoff move as a lefty. And it all really starts with that fastball command. If he is dialed in, then it is going to be tough for the Woodmont hitters. They'll start with Ryan Savko, their first baseman. Chris Marini, the third baseman, will bat second, with Jacob Pervat also due up here in the first inning. Zane Zavko, the right fielder, will be batting fourth. Carson Scott, who will be on the mound in the bottom half of the inning, bats fifth. Ethan Quillen, their catcher, batting sixth. Batting seventh is Jackson Hames, the left fielder. Jesse Shockley, the second baseman, bats eighth. And then Riley Potts will bat ninth, play at shortstop. Now Ryan Savko getting ready to dig in against Elliott Lance. Woodmont 4-10 overall this year, but they have 2 wins in region play. They're on a 1-game losing streak. Their last win came at home last week against Greenville. Eagles still looking for their first region victory of the year. Here's our Frank Coyle State Farm first pitch of the ball game. It's served into right field off the end of the bat, and it will find the right field line, a fair ball, and a leadoff single for Savko. Didn't hit it hard. They hit it where they ain't. There's a leadoff single.
Yeah.
Now batting number 8, Chris Morelli.
Not a bad pitch, not a bad spot there, first pitch of the game, but just, like you said, off the end of the bat, into no man's land there in right field.
So Woodmont team averaging under 4 runs a game. And not the high-octane offense in the region. They've won a lot of close games. That one's upstairs. Chris Maroney, the third baseman, at the plate. They had a win earlier in the season on the road, a 4-3 victory over TL Hanna. They do have the upset in their back pocket. Runner takes off. Brown will throw, and it bounces to Baker, the shortstop, and we get our first look at Devin Butler, the second baseman, and Will Baker, the shortstop. And Butler is limping, favoring the left knee.
It was kind of an errant throw from Brown. I'm not sure if Butler just kind of turned wrong, trying to fill that or what.
Originally, when I got the lineup card today, it had Butler at shortstop, and then 3 hours before first pitch, they changed around the defensive lineman. Now there's a runner at second for the Wildcats. And 3 balls and no strikes here to Chris Maroney. Lance misses upstairs.
The batter, number 6, Jacob
Single
Verback.
stolen base, and now a walk. Good start for the Wildcat offense. Here's Jacob Pervat, the center fielder. Last season, Greenwood got a sweep of Woodmont, and their win on the road as their strike one was the turning point of the season last year. Got them to the second round of the district playoffs. Had a big win over Hillcrest and Riverside in the postseason.
Baseball is one of those funny games where the littlest play, one win, one thing here, one thing there can turn things for better or worse. Hopefully tonight can spark something for the Eagles.
2 on for the Wildcats. Bunt shown, pulled back a little upstairs. Lance struggling to find the zone. Savko at second base. He led off the game with a first pitch single, went the other way. Pervat again. A little high. Oh no, that's a late strike call. It's 2-2. Looked like a similar spot to a previous pitch for Lance.
I wonder if they said that he didn't pull the bat back quick enough on when he showed bunt.
Tried the slider and missed upstairs. That was the pitch. He's been using the fastball. Got a couple calls at the top of the zone. Could not locate the off-speed. Third base is open. And a full count pitch here to Pravat. And a swinging foul. Lance started last year in the bullpen. He ended up the number 2 behind Luke Godwin, who had a great career for the black and gold. Gets a called strike 3 there, and that is a huge first out.
Absolutely.
Now batting for the Wildcats, number 15, Zane Savko.
Goes back to what we were talking to Grand Prix, or just prior to first pitch, just being able to locate the fastball, pound the strike zone, get ahead of batters early, and getting some pitcher's counts. Big pitch right there from Lance.
Here's Zane Savko, the brother of Ryan, who's at second base. Arm side miss thus far for Elliott.
Looks like he's a little amped up right now. He's got to settle in.
Another fastball north of the zone. Elliott's just a different pitcher when he gets ahead. He's been falling behind way too often for the first 4 batters here tonight. Ripped foul.
Well, when you get behind 2-0, 3-1, you got to come at – you got to get me over a fastball, come right at the guy, whereas if you get ahead of guys, you can – that slider becomes so deadly because he's able to locate it and he can get guys to chase and that type of thing.
Savko is out in front of the fastball. Now a strike 2. With the way his slider bites, maybe missing high in the zone on the fastball isn't the worst thing in the world.
Right, yep.
Pulls the string. Back-to-back backwards Ks. That's exactly it.
Yep.
The batter, the pitcher, number 7, Carson Scott.
Well, you're able to go to that spot whenever, like I said, you locate a 2-2 count right there. Great pitch. But much harder when you're behind the count of batters.
Pitcher versus pitcher. And a big strike 1. Now, Elliott wears his heart on his sleeve, and you can even tell with the dugout the way that their energy rises when he's on the mound.
He's finishing his pitches early or what, but he's missing up a lot so far in the zone with his fastball.
It's the second walk that Lance has given up. He'll face the 7th batter of the inning, Jackson Hames.
Now batting, number 12, Jackson Hames.
An early mound visit for Nick Foray.
And that's out to the land of the
Carson Scott, he had him with 2 strikes. We were kind of building up to it that was about to be a huge momentum shift. Given the 2-on, nobody out start for Woodmont, if Lance could have gotten out of the inning.
Back-to-back strikeouts. If he gets out of that, he comes unglued, and so does that dugout.
Yeah. Would have been a huge momentum shift. Instead, Woodmont strike first. When you look at the Woodmont quarterback depth chart, they played a lot of the freshman Harper Doyle, but Jackson Hames, who's at the plate now, got a good amount of runs. So did Ethan Quillen, who's at second base. 6 and 7 in their order. Woodmont just split their series to Greenville. That's piece to left. Seaborn gets to it. They will send the runner. Throw hits the cutoff man. Pate home. They got him by a mile. That eagle part, that's not a good send.
No, great job out there by Seaborn.
And Carson Scott is out on the base pass. That's the 3rd out of the inning. Eagles will have Butler, Pate, and Wynn when we come back. Howard's on Main is the kind of place you keep coming back to. Open 6 days a week with breakfast served every day, plus a full menu loaded with variety for lunch and dinner. Great food, friendly faces, and live music that keeps Main Street moving. From morning coffee to late night vibes, Howard's on Main delivers every time. Howard's on Main, great food, live music, and a true Greenwood favorite.
Call State Farm agent Frank Coyle in Greenwood for an auto quote today.
Find your future at the G. Frank Russell Technology Center, where we believe in personalized learning and nurturing every student's unique strengths. RTC serves students from 4 high schools and 3 districts with a wide variety of programs from culinary arts, pre-engineering, auto tech, and others. We provide many different pathways for your child to explore. Talk to your school counselor and visit us at www.rtc.gwd50.org to learn more about RTC Plus and start building a better graduate today.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Frank Coyle in Greenwood today.
Carson Scott, the right-hander, getting the start for Woodmont. He'll face Devin Butler, Jamison Pate, and Peyton Wynn here in the first inning. He did himself a favor. The 2 runs can be accredited to him. He had a 2-run double at the top of the first.
Yeah, we talked briefly pregame about the lineup change, how we tinkered some things. I really like Jamison Pate in the 2-hole here. I think he's a guy that's going to extend some at-bats. He's going to put the ball in play, not going to strike out very much. Can lay a butt down if we need him to. But also hit a gap if we need to. I really, really like tinkering with him, and I like him in the 2 spot tonight. I'm going to just see how that works out.
It's a Woodmont defense that has not given up a ton of runs up until the 13-6 loss they just had to Greenville back on the second.
Leading off the bottom of the first inning for your Greenwood Eagles, the second baseman, number 7, Devin Butler.
Devin Butler on a 3-game hit streak. He has 5 runs batted in that span. He's coming off a good week last week. Ended with a loss at BHP Friday. And Scott throwing some heat. There's strike 1. It took Lance 26 pitches to get out of the first. Greenwood need to respond and give Scott some length. He's quickly ahead 0-2, and he's pounding the zone with the fastball. Scott, a second-year varsity player. Bouncer to second. There's Shockley on a couple of hops. There's one down.
Now batting for your Eagles, third baseman number 14, Jamison Pate.
Watch out. Yeah, come on.
It's Greenwood offense. I was really looking to get clicking. Get some guys hot on the same night has been very seldom, few and far between this year. Team batting average of 216. Well, Jamison leads the team in batting average.
Yeah. We talked about the defensive alignment, some tinkering there, and then also in the lineup. Sometimes it's just trying different things to see if you can get your team going.
Jamison's batted a couple places in the lineup, most recently at 5th. Now he's been moved to 2nd. Also has changed to the bottom of the lineup with Ben Bundrick now batting 9th. Tyler Mapes was the man to get the big jump up. He went from 9 to 5th. And I like this a little more because you stack up your lefts and your right. You know, Greenwood will start left, right, and then go back to Mapes, who's the 5-hole hitter, a lefty.
Yep.
Jamison to third. That's a base hit down the line. Pate, long turn around first. Does not go for 2. Stays a single with 1 down.
Now batting for your Eagles, first baseman number 3, Peyton Wynn.
Good piece of hitting for Jamison Pate. His 15th hit of the year. Oh, back-to-back strikes.
Wynn's a kid, Graham, that the more I watch him, the more I become impressed with him. He's hit, the last couple times I've seen him in person, his hit balls really hard, just right at guys.
He's got 273 batting average. That was the first ball that Scott has thrown on the mound today. Got a 1-2 count. This could be 2. And the throw is wide from Potts. Fielder's choice for Peyton Wynn. There's 2 away.
Now batting for your Eagles, catcher number 6, Rhett Brown.
It's the Eagles catcher. We were talking about how Scott on the mound got a 2-run double in the top of the first. Wasn't hit all that well, but it just kept carrying and carrying. If there's someone's eyes that perked up at that, it was Rhett Brown.
Yeah, we talked about it last year. Led the team in home runs last year. But we've been waiting for him to break out of that power surge or slump here lately. Hitting the ball hard, just now would be a great time to turn on one, especially with the wind blowing out.
Coach Prisman was just having a chat with both umpires. You know, the pull powers of Red is so revered, but he's gone the other way a couple times last year as it one bounces and Wynn will get to second.
Yeah, you don't see very many high school hitters that have powered all fields, but I think that Red's a guy that can go gap to gap.
Yeah, 2 off the top of my head I can remember that just sailed over the right center field fence. Scott might be afraid to pitch to him.
Yeah, they're being extremely careful. One of those intentional walks, so to speak, with first base open.
Rhett's been an average hitter this year. I should say 4 average, not necessarily for power. And he takes ball 4. That's his 12th walk of the season. Came in batting .270, but again, without the long ball.
Now batting for your Eagles, designated hitter number
Didn't get a
16,
chance right there.
Tyler Mapes. Your courtesy runner for the Eagles, number 1, Gray McCray.
It's Tyler Mapes. First base side, and that'll end the inning. Savko makes the play. Greenwood strands 2 in the first. 2-0 lead for Woodmont. We'll be back with more on the Lakeland Sports Network. Looking for a home in Greenwood or thinking about selling? Work with someone who knows the community inside and out. Courtney Height Realtor is a top 5 Greenwood MLS agent with almost $20 million in sales and a reputation for guiding buyers and sellers with confidence and care. Call 864-378-4686, visit CourtneyHeightRealtor.com, and follow us on Facebook at Courtney Height Realtor, serving Greenwood, South Carolina, and beyond.
A good personal injury attorney is going to be able to negotiate for you, speak with the insurance companies in their language, and ultimately file a lawsuit and take your case to court if it needs it. You're going through this challenge. You're the hero here. We're just the guide. So if there's any value we can add, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to help.
Looking for a great spot to eat, watch the game, or host your next event? That's Sports Break. Great food, cold drinks, wall-to-wall TVs, and live entertainment. Want something with a view? Head to Break on the Lake, serving up steak, seafood, and cocktails on beautiful Lake Greenwood. And when it's time to celebrate, Main Event Catering has you covered. From private parties to corporate events, they make it easy and stress-free. One family, 3 great experiences. Sports Break, Break on the Lake, Main Event Catering. Top of the second, we go. The middle infield is due up for the Woodmont Wildcats. They have a 2-run lead. We really saw Elliott get locked in towards the end there of that inning, looking to carry that momentum and have a clean second.
Yeah, shaky the first 2 batters, but back-to-back strikeouts, and then, like you said, 1 pitch away from getting out of there unscathed. 2-run double in the gap, but he settled back in, got to the 3rd out. See if he regroups here to start the second.
First pitch strike's going to be a big deal for Elliott Lance. He's now fell behind 1-0 to 7 of the 8 batters he's faced today. And Ryan Savko led off the game with a single. He's due up 3rd here in the second inning.
When you get yourselves in these 2-0, 3-0 counts, now the batter's able to sit on 1 pitch.
Could not get a strike on 3-0.
The batter, shortstop number 2, Riley Potts.
Now, before last Thursday night, Elliott hadn't pitched since the 18th of March. This is his first start since then. So knock it off some rust. That one was fouled, almost barehand by Rhett Brown, the catcher. lot of small ball being played by Woodmont. A couple of guys have shown bunt.
Yep. I don't know. Honestly, they could either be showing bunt or they know that Lance isn't in the best of rhythms, so just trying to make them throw a strike before they regroup.
Runner takes off, pitches upstairs the ball. Throw down to second is a good one, but not in time. Potts slid under the tag with the feet first slide. Excuse me, Shockley did. Potts is at the plate.
Yeah, great throw by Brown there.
Second stolen base of the day for Woodmont. Bunt, backspin on it. Brown makes the play over to first with Devin Butler holding the bag.
Back to the top of the order for the Wildcats was number 11, Ryan Safko.
That advances Shockley over to third.
Infield in with one out.
Safko started the game with a first pitch single. Elliott guides it out of the zone. Back-to-back breaking balls, both missed from Elliott Lance. Deals a fastball in the zone, strike one, looking to regain some sharpness.
I think you come at him again with a fastball.
Safko takes inside edge. You triple down.
I say that 2-2. You may try to see if you can get him to chase that slider or go right back at him.
Slides it inside for a called strike three. Froze Safko and buckled him for the second out of the inning.
You know,
Now batting for the Wildcats.
I hadn't helped out on the broadcast
Maroney.
with Ellison. This is the first year thing, but last year I did keep up with Greenwood a good bit. Elliott Lance is a competitor and has a lot of moxie, and he's a guy that's not going to back down from a challenge and is relishing this opportunity to get back on the mound. Big strikeout right there.
Had a sub-2 ERA last year. As we were talking about earlier, started in the pen, ended up being the number 2 behind Luke Godwin, who was incredible all year long.
Had a couple huge outings down the stretch.
Yes, and he did. He pitched a lot of big postseason innings for Greenwood. He's starting to feel it now ahead 0-2 here to Chris Maroney. And he came into this year as the bona fide ace. And, of course, he's dealt with some injuries, looking to knock off some rust. 0-2. Popped up. Right side of the infield, drifting towards the dugout, but there is room for Peyton Wynn. Scoreless second for Elliott Lance. The Eagles will send the back to work for the bottom of the second inning. You're watching Greenwood Baseball on the Lakeland Sports Network.
Your local State Farm agent can help you choose renter's coverage options to help protect your stuff. Customize your coverage today.
Call State Farm agent Frank Coyle in Greenwood today.
At the Height Law Firm, we exist for one reason: to make South Carolina safer. When a company cuts corners, when a driver ignores the rules, or when someone's careless mistake injures a family, we step in. Because accountability is not just about compensation, it's about preventing the next tragedy. Every case we take, we hope that we can make a change to make South Carolina a safer community.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Frank Coyle in Greenwood today.
Find your future at the G. Frank Russell Technology Center, where we believe in personalized learning and nurturing every student's unique strengths. RTC serves students from 4 high schools and 3 districts with a wide variety of programs from culinary arts, pre-engineering, auto tech, and others. We provide many different pathways for your child to explore. Talk to your school counselor and visit us at www.rtc.gwd50.org to learn more about RTC Plus and start building a better graduate today.
See the freshman leading off, Bryson Selleck. New position in his varsity career as a right fielder.
Number 17, Bryson Selleck.
He's found a home in the middle part of the order.
Yeah, we've seen him kind of cemented himself in this 6th spot the last couple games. Healthy cut there.
There's 1 home run this season for Eagle batters. Selleck wasn't even on the varsity roster in the preseason.
I want to say
is the man to hit it.
I want to say the young man that played his 2nd ever at bat on the varsity level.
Yep.
It's his first home run at any level.
That was right. And he faces a 3-pitch strikeout. Carson Scott dealing.
Now
Greenwood left 2 base runners aboard in the first.
William Baker.
And the strikeouts have been a problem for Greenwood all year.
Yeah, Scott's kind of doing the scouting report we had on Lance is kind of how Scott's been working so far, locating the fastball and spotting up the breaking ball off of it. Really pounded the zone so far.
Baker was 1 for 4 in the last game at BHP. That earned himself his 7th hit of the year. Scott's done very well east to west in the strike zone. This is 1-1 pitch. Try to curl it in. Just missed. 2-1. He's got the utmost confidence right now.
Yeah.
Trying a front door slider.
Your point of going east-west, he goes from one side of the plate with the breaking ball back to the other side with the fastball misses there, though.
I think they were both sliders. There's a fastball,
Yep.
Just misses on a yank.
Now batting for your Eagles.
Baker might have saw
left
something
fielder
right
number
there.
4, Bryce Seaborn.
He was telling the dugout and on deck circle, Bryce Seaborn, what he was seeing as he just drew the 5-pitch walk. That was Baker's 8th drawn walk this year. And now to Bryce Seaborn, first-year varsity baseball player. Spent 4 years at the varsity football level. 2-time All-State, going to play Division I football. And now things are starting to come together for him. He's reached base 5 times in just the last 2 games.
And he's a guy, if he moves so well down the line, that you talked about how athletic he is as a football player. If he can just get the ball on the ground, he puts so much pressure on defense and get on. He's such a weapon to steal bases also.
That one's popped up and foul. Scott has been ahead 0-2 on 5 of the 8 batters thus far. And that's solely to do with fastball command. Seaborn committed to Davidson. Signed his letter of intent on the 4th of February. Wonder how that phone call goes. Yeah, coach. Love football, but I've never done this before. Actually, in the spring, I'm going to go on the diamond.
Right.
Called strike 3. Outside edge.
Now batting for your Eagles.
Backwards
center
K's,
fielder,
2 of them in this
Big
inning for
Buncher.
Carson Scott. He got ahead of Seaborn quickly. Now here's Ben Bundra. Start of the year's leadoff man. He's been in the bottom third of the order for a few weeks now. Tries to punch through the right side into right field. Baker gets the green light. Throw is on line. The slide not in time, and a tag out to end the frame. So both teams have had a third out called at home plate. That makes it 2-0 still as we go to the third. Woodmont and Greenwood in a region battle on the LSN.
This season, fuel up like a champion at Tropical Smoothie Cafe, right here in Greenwood on the 72 Bypass Northeast. Tropical Smoothie Cafe has way more than just smoothies. We're talking fresh wraps, warm flatbreads, quesadillas, and all-day breakfast favorites. Whether you're headed to the game or grabbing something after practice, Tropical Smoothie Cafe has the flavor to keep you going. Stop by today or order ahead online. Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better. Feel better.
This is Armada Law. And we really just want to be real. It's people talking to people. It's people helping people. If we do our job, you'll have a couple more tools. You'll have a couple more weapons against Goliath. Because that's who we're dealing with. The insurance companies, they're not out to protect you. They're out to get money. So it's our job to educate, to empower, to help you against the big guys.
Howard's on Main is the kind of place you keep coming back to. Open 6 days a week with breakfast served every day, plus a full menu loaded with variety for lunch and dinner. Great food, friendly faces, and live music that keeps Main Street moving. From morning coffee to late night vibes, Howard's on Main delivers every time. Howard's on Main, great food, live music, and a true Greenwood favorite. Still 2-0 for the Woodmont Wildcats. Graham Simpson, Jacob Lethco with you on the Lakeland Sports Network. 3, 4, and 5 due up for Woodmont. Just saw Greenwood try and send Will Baker on the opposite field single from Bundrick. Didn't work in their favor. Got a good throw out in right field from Savko.
There we go. First pitch, fastball, first strike.
Now Woodmont, who had the momentum going into the second, has even more now as we start the third. There's strike two. 0-2 count for Lance. Not sure if we've had that today. This will be his first 0-2 count, throwing his 45th pitch of the game. He led off the last inning with a walk and then got the sac bunt. After that, backwards K and a shallow pop-up first base side. He's got 3 strikeouts to his total. One, two. Missed inside, 2-2. Pravat was the first strikeout victim of Elliott in the first inning. Center fielder ready for the 2-2, and he takes ball 3. Pravat has worked it full. Foul tipped.
Almost pulled the string there on the slider.
I mean, the slider fooled him.
That's a gutsy pitch call, 3-2. Like you said, he was off balance for sure right there.
Got him. 4th strikeout of the day for Elliott Lance.
The batter, number 15.
First swing and miss for
Zapko.
Woodmont. Might have been ball 4. There's Zane Zavko.
Little pep in the step of Lance after that rough first inning, Graham, and you're seeing him getting a little bit of a groove as the game goes on.
I think Elliott saying this should be strike one. He doesn't know the count. Now he steps back on. 0-1. Over the half-century mark on his pitch count. Ground ball gobbled up by Jamison Pate. Sure-handed as they come down at second base, and there's 2 away.
The batter, pitcher number 7, Carson Scott.
What a luxury it is if we talked about the youth of this baseball team to have a guy like Pate who knows that he's going to be steady every day there at third.
He's so comfortable playing up at bag level. Charged on that ball as soon as it was off the bat from Zane Zavko. Carson Scott, he's been the run producer for Woodmont today. Both runs off his bat, a 2-run single in the first. He's also held Greenwood silent at the plate. He's faced 9 batters. Has not given up a run. He'll face the top of the Greenwood order in the bottom of the third. Try the nibble with the slider. It's 2-1.
That wasn't a bad spot at all right there.
He's had more strike zone command with the breaking ball today. Trying to find his release point. Off the end of bat, slow tapper. And there's no play at first. Peyton Wynn, the first baseman, tried to make the play. Butler ranged over. Just a little confusion there between the new infielders.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication, which caused kind of Lance got over the bag a little bit late as a result of the miscommunication, looked like. But nothing hurt. 2 outs. Go get this guy at the plate.
Counts as an infield single for Scott. Two balls and no strikes to the catcher. Runner takes off, swing and a miss. Throw down to second. There's a little in front of the bag. Butler got there late. Another good throw from Rhett Brown. He's putting it right over second base.
Yeah. His first throw was kind of errant, but last 2 have been on the money.
Been a major part of improvement in Rhett Brown's game as a catcher. Swing and a miss. And the backswing caught Rhett Brown in his catcher's gear. Eagles will come and check on him. Seem like Rhett's going to be okay.
Graham 4 strikeouts, 3 looking, 1 swinging, and I want to say maybe all 3 he's got him on the 2 of the 3 I know for sure have been that slider on the inside corner that froze guys up. Maybe we see that him go to that slider again. 2-2.
She's got a big swing and miss at Quillen. Looking for another. Got it. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Back-to-back scoreless frames for Elliott Lance. Greenwood to the plate when we come back. It's the Lakewood Sports Network. Looking for a great spot to eat, watch the game, or host your next event? That's Sports Break. Great food, cold drinks, wall-to-wall TVs, and live entertainment. Want something with a view? Head to Break on the Lake, serving up steak, seafood, and cocktails on beautiful Lake Greenwood. And when it's time to celebrate, Main Event Catering has you covered. From private parties to corporate events, they make it easy and stress-free. 1 family, 3 great experiences. Sports Break, Break on the Lake, Main Event Catering. Looking for a home in Greenwood or thinking about selling? Work with someone who knows the community inside and out. Courtney Height Realtor is a top 5 Greenwood MLS agent with almost $20 million in sales and a reputation for guiding buyers and sellers with confidence and care. Call 864-378-4686, visit CourtneyHeightRealtor.com, and follow us on Facebook at Courtney Height Realtor, serving Greenwood, South Carolina, and beyond.
I had just left my house, went through the light, and was turning into a gas station. I heard the screech and kind of looked in my mirror. I was terrified. Everybody kept telling me, "You've got to get an attorney." She was there for me. Just a few phone calls with her to see her diligence. So it was just good to be able to trust.
Second time through the order now for Carson Scott against Greenwood High, who threatened twice in the first and second inning. Neither time we're able to break through.
Yeah, we've had some quality at bats against Scott. Just hadn't got to him yet. Back to the top of the order, second time through seeing him. He's really trying to attack hitters early with a fastball. So if I'm Butler right here, I like. If you listen to the broadcast before, I like watching this kid hit because he doesn't get cheated. You got to be ready to ambush a first pitch fastball potentially this at bat.
He's hitting .222 coming into today with 10 hits, but he's on a 3-game hit streak. 5 runs driven in these 3 games. You definitely feel like his bat's coming around. Was really good last year for 96, transferring over to Greenwood, getting acclimated to the 5A pitching. Seems like he's right there. Just an excellent addition for Greenwood.
A versatile defender, can play about anywhere in the infield and then pretty good off the mound too.
Yeah, we've seen him pitch at home once. Was really good in his start. He's now placed himself into the rotation, but with Elliott coming back, might become a huge bullpen piece.
Oh yeah, he gets quality innings and you put him in some tight situations. Now you know you rely on him in some tough situations out of the pen eventually.
3-ball count. We're going to see a different Scott here to start off the third. Butler 0 for 1, a grounder to second. Takes the 3-0, and it's a called strike.
3-1, and I don't think you got the green light because he's still got to come at you.
Lefty fouled it off his foot. Counts full. Full count pitch. Swing and a miss. The third strikeout today for Carson Scott. Climbed all the way back from 3-0.
3-2 count there. High fastball kind of changed Butler's eye level. Got him to chase.
Here's Jamison Pate, a single his first time up. Was a victim of a fielder's choice from Wynn, who's on deck. One hopper to short. Potts able to make the play. Good stretch from Savco, and there's 2 down.
That was a great play defensively at first there. Ball was kind of underthrown a little bit, but
Your batter,
was able to
first
scoop it out.
baseman number 3, Peyton Wynn.
Peyton Wynn digs in. First pitch swing, and Potts will get another try. And the throw is on target. Very quick inning on the mound for Carson Scott. An 8-pitch frame in the third as the Eagles go down in order. We'll head to the fourth from the Lakewood Sports Network.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Frank Coyle in Greenwood today.
Find your future at the G. Frank Russell Technology Center, where we believe in personalized learning and nurturing every student's unique strengths. RTC serves students from 4 high schools and 3 districts with a wide variety of programs from culinary arts, pre-engineering, auto tech, and others. We provide many different pathways for your child to explore. Talk to your school counselor and visit us at www.rtc.gwd50.org to learn more about RTC Plus and start building a better graduate today.
Home. It's the house you grew up in, the still warm cookies in the jar at Grandma's, the warm sun on your back, and the buzz of the bugs in the lake where Dad taught you to bait a hook. It's the place you put down roots, pin your hopes and dreams for the future, the connections we've made, and the adventures we've yet to take. This is home, and home is here.
Call State Farm agent Frank Coyle in Greenwood for an auto quote today.
Come visit us at the concession stand. Thank you.
Lance got some momentum with 2 strikeouts in the third, had a scoreless inning, stranding Carson Scott at second, and now he'll face 7, 8, 9 in the Wildcat order. Starting off with the left fielder, Jackson Hames. Hames 1 for 1. He had a single, which then prompted third base coach to send Carson Scott to home in the first inning. Didn't work in his favor. That one ended up being the third out. It all started with the single from Jackson Hames. There's some movement in the Woodmont bullpen. Not exactly sure why Carson Scott is hooping. Hits off the glove of Lance. Tough play for Baker. Hames beats it by a step.
The batter, number 14,
That's
Jesse
one of those
Shockley.
unfortunate plays where there's a great effort by Lance off the mound, puts off his glove.
Through the right side, more runs will score for Woodmont. Station to station. RBI single from Chris Maroney.
Now batting number 6, Jacob Pravat.
This might be buying some more time for the bullpen.
You see Coach Pridgeon checking down there towards the bullpen. Make sure he's up and going still.
Bases loaded. Swing and a miss. Woodmont have been more aggressive as well against Lance, second and third time through. Back-to-back whiffs. Jacob Pravat is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Right-hander crowds the plate. Swing and a miss. Elliott Lance on 3 pitches strikes out Pravat. There's 1 down.
Now batting number 15, Zane Savko.
Now you're double play depth there up the middle. It corners in. You're 1 ground ball away from getting out of this and minimizing some damage.
2 runs have come across here in the inning, making it 4-0 Wildcats. Down 2 balls and no strikes here to Savko. Lance with the bases loaded. It's a called strike 2, and he can battle now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Savko also 0 for 2. He struck out looking in the first. And the dangerous Carson Scott is waiting in the on-deck circle. And Savko will see a full count pitch from Elliott Lance.
Yeah, not a bad pitch there by Lance, trying to see if he'd chase the high fastball.
Nowhere to put him. Lance has already walked in a run. He's also got a strikeout with the bases loaded. Give him another K. And the second out of the inning is a big one for Elliott. He had the mound visit. That got the bullpen really brewing. Since then, a strikeout of Pravat and a strikeout of Savko. But before he'll face his kryptonite of Carson Scott, who's halfway to the cycle with a single and a double, looks like there will be a new pitcher on the mound. Second mound visit of the inning. Camden Greenthal getting ready to enter. He will, stage left. Pridgeon takes the ball from Lance in his return start from injury. Gave himself 6 strikeouts, almost got out of the 4th. 2 outs, bases loaded, new pitcher for the black and gold when we come back on the Lakeland Sports Network.
Howard's on Main is the kind of place you keep coming back to. Open 6 days a week with breakfast served every day, plus a full menu loaded with variety for lunch and dinner. Great food, friendly faces, and live music that keeps Main Street moving. From morning coffee to late night vibes, Howard's on Main delivers every time.
Howard's on Main. Great food, live music, and a true Greenwood favorite.
Call State Farm agent Frank Coyle in Greenwood for an auto quote today.
Find your future at the G. Frank Russell Technology Center, where we believe in personalized learning and nurturing every student's unique strengths. RTC serves students from 4 high schools and 3 districts with a wide variety of programs from culinary arts, pre-engineering, auto tech, and others. We provide many different pathways for your child to explore. Talk to your school counselor and visit us at www.rtc.gwd50.org to learn more about RTC Plus and start building a better graduate today.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Frank Coyle in Greenwood today.
JW Babb Stadium. As we get to Eagle Park now, Cannon Greenthal on the mound. The Greenwood Eagles come in relief in a tough spot. 2 outs, bases loaded. All 3 runners will be pegged to Elliott Lance, but Jacob, he did such a good job. He could have imploded here in the 4th, and he struck out his last 2 batters.
Absolutely. You know, I think that speaks to the competitiveness and the grit of that young man. Like you said, they could have gone from bad to worse. But credit to him getting 2 big strikeouts there. First inning didn't have his best stuff, like you said, but as he was able to knock some rust off, we saw glimpses of how good he can be going down the stretch for this Eagles ball club.
Cannon Greenthal, this will be his 5th appearance of the year. 3 2/3 innings pitched. He's facing a guy that's 2 for 2 today, Carson Scott. He's also pitching a shutout. He's retired 7 of his last 8 on the mound. He's got a double and a single today. Up the middle, the shortstop Baker dives, has no play. Infield single. Carson Scott is 3 for 3. He's driven in 3 runs.
Yeah, Baker made the play up the middle there. Great play, just to keep it in the infield, but it looked like he fielded it, came up looking for somebody to throw a second, but nobody was at the bag. Would have been a bang play there anyways, I think.
There'll be another earned run on Elliott Lance. Bases remain loaded. 3 runs have come across for the Wildcats here in the 4th. Ethan Quillen is the 9th man to the plate, and he does damage to left field. 1 run is in. They're trying for a second play at the plate. He is out. A perfect throw from the cutoff man, Pate. Ends up being a 4-run inning, 6-0 for Woodmont as we go to the home half of the 4th from Eagle Park. Greenwood looking for a comeback on the other side. It's the Lakeland Sports Network.
At the Height Law Firm, we exist for one reason: to make South Carolina safer. When a company cuts corners, when a driver ignores the rules, or when someone's careless mistake injures a family, we step in. Because accountability is not just about compensation. It's about preventing the next tragedy. Every case we take, we hope that we can make a change to make South Carolina a safer community.
Howard's on Main is the kind of place you keep coming back to. Open 6 days a week with breakfast served every day, plus a full menu loaded with variety for lunch and dinner. Great food, friendly faces, and live music that keeps Main Street moving. From morning coffee to late night vibes, Howard's on Main delivers every time. Howard's on Main, great food, live music, and a true Greenwood favorite.
A good personal injury attorney will level the playing field between you and the insurance companies. They will work your case up so that you can get maximum value and maximum compensation. Insurance companies know how to pay minimum value to consumers. That's how they make money. You're going through this challenge. You're the hero here. We're just the guide. So if there's any value we can add, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to help.
Greenwood chasing 6 runs here at home. 4, 5, and 6 due up. We just saw a 4-run inning from Woodmont. Last time that Carson Scott was on the mound for the home half of the third, he sat down the top of the Greenwood lineup in order, 1, 2, 3. Eagles need a response in the worst way here in the bottom of the fourth.
They don't create a 6-run swing, but you just got to put together some competitive at-bats, get some guys on, try to chip in, maybe cut this thing in half right here.
Yeah, you can't get it all back at once, but you got to make a dent.
Yep, you got to make a dent.
That's what the Eagles are tasked with now. We'll start with Rhett Brown. Drew a walk the first time that he faced the pitcher Carson Scott.
Leading off the bottom of the fourth inning for your Greenwood Eagles, the catcher number 6, Rhett Brown.
Scott just has all the confidence in the world with that first pitch fastball.
Yeah, I've been waiting for one of these Eagles hitters to look first pitch fastball and try to jump on it, but
Brown sky high, shallow right field. Second baseman with a snow cone grab, Shockley in the outfield grass for 1 down.
Now batting for your Greenwood Eagles, designated hitter number 16, Tyler Mapes.
First pitch strike, low and outside corner. Slider had some bite to it. Carson Scott, second-year varsity starter. Quickly ahead, 0-2. Mapes bounced into an out at first base his last time up. That was to end the first inning. Eagles stranded 2. To left field, coming in, Hames. It drops in front of him and then takes a ricochet bounce towards the base of the wall. Wynn will snag an extra base. So that's Mapes standing in the second. Took like a pebble hop or something.
Yeah, he's running first.
Yeah.
Kind of assumed he was going to one-hop the left fielder, got squirted past him. 1-out double.
Hames got juked by the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And now Selleck counts as a double for Mapes. Checked his swing.
It was a great piece of hitting by Mapes, just not trying to pull it, just kind of that outside breaking ball, hitting it where it's pitched, serving into the left field there.
Scott finds the bottom of the zone with a heater. When you can locate the strike at the knees, Opens up everything in the arsenal. That one's right back to the mound. And Scott looks the runner back. Does not matter. Mapes is at third. There's 2 away.
Now batting for your Eagles, shortstop number 15, William Baker.
Eagles trying to put a dent into the Woodmont lead. Baker, ground ball, second base side. Shockley will take care of it, and another scoreless inning for Carson Scott. Works around the one-out double from Tyler Mapes, the DH. It is still 6-0 for Woodmont. We played 4 from Eagle Park. You're watching on the Lakeland Sports Network.
This is Armada Law. And we really just want to be real. It's people talking to people. It's people helping people. If we do our job, you'll have a couple more tools. You'll have a couple more weapons against Goliath. Because that's who we're dealing with. The insurance companies, they're not out to protect you. They're out to get money. So it's our job to educate, to empower, to help you against the big guys.
Looking for a home in Greenwood or thinking about selling? Work with someone who knows the community inside and out. Courtney Height Realtor is a top 5 Greenwood MLS agent with almost $20 million in sales and a reputation for guiding buyers and sellers with confidence and care. Call 864-378-4686, visit CourtneyHeightRealtor.com, and follow us on Facebook at Courtney Height Realtor, serving Greenwood, South Carolina, and beyond.
Find your future at the G. Frank Russell Technology Center, where we believe in personalized learning and nurturing every student's unique strengths. RTC serves students from 4 high schools and 3 districts. With a wide variety of programs from culinary arts, pre-engineering, auto tech, and others, we provide many different pathways for your child to explore. Talk to your school counselor and visit us at www.rtc.gwd50.org to learn more about RTC Plus and start building a better graduate today.
Cannon Greenthal still out there on the mound for the Greenwood Eagles. Faced 2 batters, gave up 2 singles, but it was an out at third base in the inning. Second time that's happened to Woodmont today, but it did not stop them from putting up a 4 spot in the 4th, and now we head to the 5th inning. And Greenwood are going to be looking for some innings here and some outs from Cannon Greenthal. This is, as a series, as must-win as it gets. Playing a team that just has 2 wins. They've been sporadic within region play, so you know the W's are there. You just got to go out and take them.
Well,
Jackson Hayes.
Timely hitting and on their side of things, and then really that first inning where we kind of ran into some trouble, and then Scott's been the story on the mound for them.
First pitch strike from Cannon Greenthal. Facing Jackson Hayes. He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles. 5 through 9 in the order have been on base all at least once, most of them twice. Carson Scott, the 5-hole hitter, has been on 3 times. Their 3 and 4 hitters today are combined 0 for 6 with 5 strikeouts.
More activity in Woodmont's bullpen.
Please. Bring them on. Two and two after Greenthal misses with the breaking ball. Called strike 3. Wildcats aren't going to like it. Was up in the zone. Greenthal gets the first out of the inning.
Both outings I've seen Greenthal so far this year in person, he's been really good out of the bullpen for the Eagles.
He's really tall. Stands about, what, 6'4", 6'5", maybe? Listed at 6'5". Ooh, paints it in there.
Long delivery kind of comes from back behind him. Hard for the batter to pick it up, and whenever it does come out of his hands, it's halfway to you as long as he is.
He's got good extension.
Yep.
Just looking to command it. He's had the first pitch strike to the first two batters here in this inning. Jesse Shockley has played some really good second base today. Also has a single and a walk. Second straight 1-2 count. One, two. Good stop. Rhett Brown behind the plate. Greenthal coming off a backwards K to the first out of the fifth. Nobody's been able to crack the code of Shockley. A walk in the second, single in the fourth, scored a run in the fourth. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Greenthal. One looking and one swinging. And Greenwood have retired the first two batters of an inning for the first time tonight. Here's Riley Potts, the shortstop. Both teams now with some bullpen action. 2 outs, nobody on. The shortstop bounces it foul. Three consecutive first pitch strikes.
Really pounding the strike zone.
It's got a nasty breaking ball. Falls off a cliff. This is the fifth batter he's faced. Strike away from ending the inning. It's gone strikeout, strikeout to start the fifth.
Big looping breaking ball right there.
This will be his 15th pitch of the inning. Still ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Deals. Trying to nibble at the corner with the slider. Or more likely a curveball. 2-2 the count. This one's popped up. Rhett Brown is under. And a 1-2-3 in the fifth. Camden Greenthal has come in and shut down the Wildcats. Still a 6-0 lead for Woodmont, home half of the fifth. When we come back, it's Greenwood Baseball on the Lakeland Sports Network.
At the Height Law Firm, we exist for one reason: to make South Carolina safer. When a company cuts corners, when a driver ignores the rules, or when someone's careless mistake injures a family, we step in. Because accountability is not just about compensation. It's about preventing the next tragedy. Every case we take, we hope that we can make a change to make South Carolina a a safer community.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Frank Coyle in Greenwood today.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Frank Coyle in Greenwood today.
Left fielder number 4, Bryce Seaport.
8-9-1 due up for Greenwood. Trying to climb back in game 1 of the series. Facing up a juggernaut, Carson Scott. He's been dealing a strikeout thus far. And he's been super economical. That's just his 48th pitch. He's gone through 4 innings of work starting the 5th. And he struck out Seaborn looking in the 2nd inning. He's 0 for 1 today.
Well, pitches an inning isn't bad.
Yeah, that'll get you very far in the air, right center field. It's a tough time of night to see, and Pravat finds it in his glove. Hit the twilight zone. If it gets above the lights, good luck.
Yep.
Now batting for your Eagles, center fielder number 5, Ben Bundrick.
5 innings and 5 times that Carson Scott has retired the leadoff man. There's Ben Bundrick, the 9-hole hitter. So his bunt pulls back. There's a called strike. Bundrick with 7 hits. 2 of them came against BHP. Had 3 runs batted in the last game. Also drew a walk with 2 hits. Had a single in the 2nd. He's starting to heat up.
A single in the 2nd. Runner thrown out, trying to score with 2 outs. But he's put together some really good at-bats the past few games.
I think in the 9-hole it suits him a little more. He's going to see a heavy doses of fastballs. He's ahead 2-1 here to Scott.
Yeah, I really do like Ben in the 9-hole, kind of serving as that second leadoff guy, so to speak.
Eagles have 3 hits today. There's strike 2. Swing and a miss. Breaking pitch for Scott gives them the 2nd out of the 5th.
Yeah, the home plate umpire's been, I don't know if generous is the word, but giving them the outside corner, and so Scott's done a good job of locating his fastball and seeing how far he can push it out there, and then comes back with breaking ball on the outside corner that's hard to hit.
Eagles go back to the top of their order, and I think we found out with Lance on the mound getting the start that the outside corners at the bottom of the zone were getting called, but not at the top.
Yep.
And that played into the favor of Carson Scott. And that's definitely against the home plate umpire. He's been consistent, but the 2 pitching styles have favored towards the Wildcats. And now Greenwood's starting to hack. They're down 0-2 here with Butler. He's 0 for 2 today. Struck out his last time in the 3rd. 3rd time through for Carson Scott.
Like you said, he's been consistently giving that part of the strike zone to both teams, and so you got to tip your cap to Scott that he's able to take advantage of that and hit that spot consistently.
This will be his 59th pitch through 4 2/3. Missed twice in a row now against Devin Butler. Foul tipped, held on by Quillen. And another 1-2-3 inning for Carson Scott. 5 scoreless on the bump for him. 6-0 for Woodmont as we go to the 6th.
A good personal injury attorney is going to be able to negotiate for you, speak with the insurance companies in their language, and ultimately file a lawsuit and take your case to court if it needs it. You're going through this challenge. You're the hero here. We're just the guide. So if there's any value we can add, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to help.
Looking for a great spot to eat, watch the game, or host your next event? That's Sports Break. Great food, cold drinks, wall-to-wall TVs, and live entertainment. Want something with a view? Head to Break on the Lake, serving up steak, seafood, and cocktails on beautiful Lake Greenwood. And when it's time to celebrate, Main Event Catering has you covered. From private parties to corporate events, they make it easy and stress-free. One family, 3 great experiences. Sports Break, Break on the Lake, Main Event Catering.
This season, fuel up like a champion at Tropical Smoothie Cafe, right here in Greenwood on the 72 Bypass Northeast. Tropical Smoothie Cafe has way more than just smoothies. We're talking fresh wraps, warm flatbreads, quesadillas, and all-day breakfast favorites. Whether you're headed to the game or grabbing something after practice, Tropical Smoothie Cafe has the flavor to keep you going. Stop by today or order ahead online. Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
Cannon Greenthal just dealt an excellent 5th. He got 2 strikeouts and a pop-up to his catcher, Brown. Now he'll face the top of the order for the first time, but we've seen excellent stuff out of the 6'5" reliever.
Oh, man, both times I've seen him, he's not going to overpower you, but he hits his spots. He's been locating his fastball and his breaking stuff. Main thing is he's throwing strikes. He's been aggressive in the strike zone and throwing strikes and challenging these guys.
Ryan Savko has reached base twice today. He did have a single to lead off the game with the first pitch. Since then, a strikeout and a walk. 4 consecutive first pitch strikes for Cannon Greenthal. Greenthal's got to stay confident out there. When his stuff is in the zone, it's nearly unhittable. No, you get a lot of these pitchers, and Greenthal's raw, a lot of raw talent. When they're not commanding, they feel like they have to just lollipop one over,
yeah.
And that's when you get crushed. Two one upstairs, 3-1. 3 straight pitches out of the zone for Greenthal. He inherited bases loaded with 2 outs. Got out of it with a play at the plate. And then breezed past the lineup in the 5th. To center field. Bundrick doesn't see it. Now he'll track back, and it's over his head to the wall. And a double for Ryan Savko. We talked about it, Jacob. It gets above the lights. Good luck.
Yep, that's what I was just about to say. We just talked about that, and off the bat, it looked like Bundrick saw the ball right off the bat. Looked maybe like a routine fly ball. He's going to camp right under it, but that thing carried, and he lost it in the lights, like you said.
Happens well too often here at Eagle Park. Another one. Bundrick can't see it. and it drops into center field. They will send the runner. Bundrick's throw is a rope. The tag, not in time. Wow. Bundrick, you got to feel for him. He just can't see it. It's not dark enough in the night to track the ball when it gets above the lights. 2 straight fly balls to him, and then he just threw an absolute rope. Brown was adamant they got the tag in, but Savko is safe. It was Maroney who had the RBI double. Well, we knew this time of night at Eagle Park is dangerous. You just hope it wouldn't be in a 6-run deficit in the 6th inning.
He just pointed up here, and I wonder if he was out. We have this thing on camera.
Yeah, that is true. We have Joey Ellis. It's not just on camera. It's shot by Joey Ellis. So that's what, if I was Chase Pridgeon, that would be my point.
The batter, number 6, Jacob Pravat.
Golly. What a heck of a throw.
We'll send it over to Gene Steratore. To left field. That'll get down. More runs for Woodmont. They'll send Maroney. He is driven in. Back-to-back-to-back doubles. This one's by Pravat, his first knock of the day.
Now batting number 15, Zane Savko.
How many times do you watch a baseball game and you miss a key bang-bang play like that's missed in favor of whoever, and then big hit right after that?
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh. You can't squeeze us now.
Two 0 is a strike, 2-1. Savko is at the plate. That one's sky high. Seaboard doesn't know. Baker, the shortstop, was tracking, and it falls for a hit. They have to get to the runner at third. Throw not in time. Now, Pravat did not have to take off, but he did. It was a gutsy play. It works in his favor.
Man,
the batter, number
that's the third at bat in a row where you can't even see anything.
Yeah. So this was the play from earlier. I'm not sure how well we can get this. But Brown pulling out the tape. You could see Brown does have the tag before the plate. Should have been called out. Thank you, Joey. And Rickson bringing up the evidence. Wouldn't say it's 4K. It's at least 1080p. .720 at 60 frames per second. We'll take that every day of the week. You just kind of feel like Greenwood's been punished by the baseball gods in this.
Yes, I mean, Greenthal gave up back-to-back doubles, but it was all like good pitches that in most nights are routine fly balls for outs.
Yeah, I want to know what the XBA is for Woodmont this inning. That's the expected batting average.
Right, yeah.
See that on the major league level. Like, for example, Juan Soto makes a great catch, but it's like a 0.30 XBA. Here's Nick Foray, former Lander pitcher.
Batter number 5.
Coming to have a
Ethan
chat with Cannon
Quillen.
Greenthal. Howard's on Main is the kind of place you keep coming back to. Open 6 days a week with breakfast served every day, plus a full menu loaded with variety for lunch and dinner. Great food, friendly faces, and live music that keeps Main Street moving. From morning coffee to late night vibes, Howard's on Main delivers every time. Howard's on Main, great food, live music, and a true Greenwood favorite.
Call State Farm agent Frank Coyle in Greenwood for an auto quote today.
Find your future at the G. Frank Russell Technology Center, where we believe in personalized learning and nurturing every student's unique strengths. RTC serves students from 4 high schools and 3 districts. With a wide variety of programs from culinary arts, pre-engineering, auto tech, and others, we provide many different pathways for your child to explore. Talk to your school counselor and visit us at www.rtc.gwd50.org to learn more about RTC Plus and start building a better graduate today.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Frank Coyle in Greenwood today.
A good personal injury attorney is going to be able to negotiate for you, speak with the insurance companies in their language, and ultimately file a lawsuit and take your case to court if it needs it. You're going through this challenge. You're the hero here. We're just the guide. So if there's any value we can add, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to help.
Call State Farm agent Frank Coyle in Greenwood for an auto quote today.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Frank Coyle in Greenwood today.
Game shutout, 31 pitches in his last 3 innings. The most pitches he's had in an inning today, 15.
I think being economical will be an understatement.
Third baseman number 14, Jamison Pate.
Watch out, watch out. We have to do one more dance for Avery.
An economy we can only dream of. Jamison Pate, 1 for 2 today. Pate takes, and that is strike 2, painting the edges for Carson Scott. We mentioned it, Jacob. You hit the outside corner at the bottom of the zone. It's getting called. It's been the same all night long. Scott tried to go right back at it. Pate nicked it foul.
And really, he missed his spot. The catcher was setting up even farther outside.
You got Patrick Davenport calling the game from the tailgate. The West Carolina crew. They had one right to him on the sac fly in the last inning. I have to send Patrick a text. Yeah. Some fine people down at West Carolina. Of course, theirs on tape delay. So if you have West Carolina, they'll be on there in a few days. 1-2. Swing and a miss. A strikeout for Scott. He's 2 away from a shutout. It would be the first shutout that Woodmont has pitched. It's a game of first for the Wildcats. They haven't scored 10 runs in the game. They did that. Haven't had a shutout this year. 2 more outs away from doing that. They haven't had a shutout on the road in 5 years. So this is uncharted territory here for the Woodmont Wildcats.
Carson Scott going for the complete game shutout. Has been absolutely cruising.
Greenwood has faced some good pitchers this year, but not sure how many of them have sliced them up like Scott has tonight. And of all the aces that Greenwood has faced this year, I don't know if Carson Scott would have been the name to give Greenwood the most trouble, but it has been.
He's been in rhythm, been throwing a lot of strikes and working with a lot of pace.
Popped up, shallow center. Pravats squeezes out number 2.
Now batting for your Eagles, catcher number 6, Rhett Brown.
Rhett Brown, the last hope, trying to spoil the shutout. He definitely is the man to do so.
Speaking of people who can hit one all line to our West Carolina folks.
Greenwood down to their final strike. .71 pitches. This will be 72. trying to complete 6 innings of shutout ball. 0-2. Popped up. This one on the infield. Potts calls everybody off. And 5 years in the making, the Woodmont Wildcats get a shutout away from home. Their first one of the year, and Carson Scott did all the dirty work for Woodmont tonight.
Score, Woodmont 10, Greenwood nothing.
Like you said, super. We've seen some guys that we knew were going to be good arts coming to this. Didn't know much about Scott, but
fans, thank you for coming. Please drive home safely.
Did his thing tonight, like you said. Threw a lot of strikes, filled up the strike zone, multiple pitches, kept the Eagles' offense off balance. Just a dominant performance from Scott tonight on the mound.
Kind of had the Elliott Lance playbook, but he perfected it.
Yep.
He perfected it. Greenwood go down a run rule defeat in 6 innings against Woodmont. The Wildcats improved to 5-10 on the year. This is their 3rd region win, all against different teams. A win against Greenville, T.L. Hanna, and Greenwood. The Eagles still searching for their first region win of the year, but they'll have a chance later on this week on the road as they head to Piedmont to face a Woodmont team who is just oozing with confidence right now after the run rule victory.
Like you said, this is if you can say a must-win series, this is a must-win series for Greenwood. You got to go back to the drawing board. I assume you'll either see maybe a Devin Butler or a Jameson Pate or Cooper Lance, one of the three, when they go on the road. Got to get that one on the road and then come back here later this week and try to win the series.
The good news for the game Thursday, they won't face Carson Scott.
Yeah.
So
there's a silver lining.
There is a silver lining there. The final score here, Woodmont 10, Greenwood nothing. As this is a young Greenwood team, and Coach Prison does such a great job with keeping these guys engaged, keeping them locked in. They all want to win so badly, but tonight kind of feel like it just got taken out of your hands with the debacle that happened in the 6th inning. Only down 6-0. There was never a run rule that was in anybody's mind, and then all of a sudden you can't find the ball in the lights. One thing leads to another, and 4th spot for Woodmont gives them a 10-0 lead.
When you say back-to-back-to-back doubles, but really the first double that was to center field, I honestly feel like in a normal situation when Bundrick can see it and doesn't get lost in lights, he tracks that down if he gets a good jump on the ball. But the other two routine fly balls that just get lost in the lights, very unfortunate for Greenthal, who I thought came in and did a phenomenal job out of the bullpen for Greenwood.
We'll be back here at Eagle Park on Saturday as Greenwood faces Aiken. That'll be Gall Day here at the ballpark, so looking forward to that. Our annual matchup against Aiken during Masters Week. We went to Aiken last year on Saturday. They're coming here on a Saturday. It's always fun. That'll be a 12 p.m. first pitch. As for the Lakeland Sports Network, we're back in action tomorrow as Westside comes to town. They'll be down at Valhalla as the Emerald Vikings look to get a much-needed region win. You talk about must-wins. There's a must-win. I don't know if it can get more must-win than it will tomorrow for the Emerald Vikings. There'll be 6 p.m. first pitch. We'll be back with you on the call for that one. For Joey Ellis, our camera operator, Rickson Lane, our producer today, Jacob Lethko, I'm Graham Simpson saying so long from Eagle Park and the Lakeland Sports Network. We'll talk to you tomorrow from Emerald High School.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Frank Coyle in Greenwood today.
Howard's on Main is the kind of place you keep coming back to. Open 6 days a week with breakfast served every day, plus a full menu loaded with variety for lunch and dinner. Great food, friendly faces, and live music that keeps Main Street moving. From morning coffee to late night vibes, Howard's on Main delivers every time. Howard's on Main, great food, live music, and a true Greenwood favorite. Looking for a home in Greenwood or thinking about selling? Work with someone who knows the community inside and out. Courtney Height Realtor is a top 5 Greenwood MLS agent with almost $20 million in sales and a reputation for guiding buyers and sellers with confidence and care. Call 864-378-4686, visit CourtneyHeightRealtor.com, and follow us on Facebook at Courtney Height Realtor, serving Greenwood, South Carolina, and beyond.
A good personal injury attorney is going to be able to negotiate for you, speak with the insurance companies in their language, and ultimately file a lawsuit and take your case to court if it needs it. You're going through this challenge. You're the hero here. We're just the guide. So if there's any value we can add, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to help.
Your local State Farm agent can help you choose renter's coverage options to help protect your stuff. Customize your coverage today.
Call State Farm agent Frank Coyle in Greenwood today.
Find your future at the G. Frank Russell Technology Center, where we believe in personalized learning and nurturing every student's unique strengths. RTC serves students from 4 high schools and 3 districts with a wide variety of programs from culinary arts, pre-engineering, auto tech, and others. We provide many different pathways for your child to explore. Talk to your school counselor and visit us at www.rtc.gwd50.org to learn more about RTC Plus and start building a better graduate today.